In this video, I am going to record how to set up ActiveCampaign event tracking. I haven't done this before, so what I'm doing is I'm just going to walk through the documentation here in ActiveCampaign, and it looks kind of straightforward. So I created a sandbox account in ActiveCampaign, and then I'm just going to test it on my website just to see if I can get it working. So yeah, let's check it out. All right, cool. So here we are in our sandbox account. I'm going to create a form. I'll just create a basic one. So I'll just call this sandbox. Well, I don't have a list created, so let's see if I can create one without subscribing to a list. Okay, all right, well, let's go back and do that. Let's see, list. Sandbox list. All right, cool. So now we have our list created. So let's go back to forms. Let's create a new one. Call this sandbox form. Okay. All right, cool. So now we have a very basic form. So cool. So let's have a look at the documentation. Okay, so in order to track our form submit event using JavaScript, we need to listen for the onSubmit event. And when we hear it, we tell Google Analytics about the event. Okay. Our tools for this project are a code editor, JavaScript onSubmit event, and Google Analytics event tracking. You will also need to make sure that you have access to edit the code on the page. All right, so all good so far. All you need to do to track when the form is submitted is to include this code anywhere the form will display. The best place to do this is probably just before the closing body tag. All right, so first we need to embed the form on a page, and then we put the script that has the event listener and the onSubmit event and all that fun stuff. So first things first, let's go ahead and drop in our form. Let's see if we can grab the code here. Let's see, where's the code? Style. So we have a simple embed and a full embed. And I'm not using WordPress, I'm using just a static site. So it'll keep things very simple. Let's see. I'm going to use a full embed. It looks like we have more. We have opportunity to just kind of change the styling if we need it or whatever. So okay, cool. Let's just go with that. And now I am going to go. So my personal website is pretty much my sandbox right now. I'm working on it, but yeah, let's go ahead and check that out. Okay, so I'm using Jekyll for my personal website. Don't let this stuff, this Jekyll structure kind of throw you off. What I'm just going to do is create an include file that has our form. Let's call this AC-form. Oops. I have this keyboard protector that makes it kind of hard to type. Getting rid of that thing. I mostly use a Bluetooth keyboard, so. Alright, that'll make it easier to type. It feels kind of weird. Okay. Alright, now we're going to drop in our code. So here it is. So it's a style. So our style is here. Okay. So it looks like we have to put this style in our CSS. So I'm going to remove that. And I'm just going to put that in the head tag. So, okay, put that here. Let's go back to our form. Well, this is a very lengthy script. Okay, let's whoops. Let's format this a little bit. All right, cool. So now we have our form include, and I'm just going to create just a different page. We'll call this sandbox. Sandbox.md for markdown. Cool. And then let's copy this here. So front matter in Jekyll, that's what it's called. Sandbox. It's totally unnecessary, but just a little OCD. Call it sandbox, layout page. Okay, cool. So we have our sandbox. Let's just put this is a sandbox page. Save that. And let's fire up the server and see if we can see this. Okay, do Jekyll serve, and let's see if it pops up here. All right, that populates. Let's see if our new page comes up. Sandbox. All right, cool. So we have our sandbox page. So let's drop in the form. So it's AC. Let's see if this works. So Jekyll uses liquid templating language to insert these includes. So I'll do include AC form.html. I think that's what we called it, right? AC form. Okay, cool. Let's see if it pops up. All right, cool. So there we go. All right, so let's just do a test and see if it works. For Lopez, put that in there. All right, cool. It looks like that works. Let's confirm that on the ActiveCampaign side. Integrate, save and exit. Okay. Okay, I think it didn't go through because I didn't save the form. So let's give it a little bit and see if it went through. Yeah. All right, let's resubmit that. Let's refresh, and let's do that one more time. Okay. Okay, so it looks like that didn't go through, but I did notice that I got an email to confirm my subscription. So that might be why. So let's try something here. Let's so I think it's confirming because it's set up with double opt-in. So if we go to options, let's try to find that. I'm not sure if that's required or not. Fields. Opt-in confirmation. All right, let's turn that off. I'm not sure if this is necessary, but let's just save and exit. And then let's try that one more time. Actually, let's see if that changes anything here. Okay, so it looks like those two form submissions that I just created didn't go through, so let's go ahead and try that one more time. That doesn't matter what email I use. Okay, so let's check ActiveCampaign. Cool, so it came in. Sweet. So that's working. Perfect. Okay, so let's go back to the documentation here. So in order to check our form submit event using JavaScript, we need to listen for the on submit event. And okay, where are we here? Okay, so we're here. To include the code anywhere the form will display. So we created a page with the form, and then we need to also put in the script on the same page where the form is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is drop in that code. Default to body. Let's put that. I'm going to comment out this chatbot that I've been working on, which is fucking awesome. I love it. But we won't need it for this. So I'm going to drop in the script, and let's have a look at what the script is actually doing. Let's go back. So, okay, so we need to grab the form. So we're gonna give it a variable of active forms. And then we're going to grab the form by getting the class name of the form. So let's just do a quick walkthrough or quick review, and then we'll go step by step. So after we save or we grab the form by class name, then we are going to, it looks like we're going to create an array. Okay, so we start by defining the variable active forms as an array of all the forms contained on the page with the class, whatever it is. The easiest place to get the class name is from the CSS inspector tool on the ActiveCampaign form builder screen. Cool. I like how they broke that down. Really, there should be only one form with this class name on the page. If there are more than one, things get a bit wonky and you might not have everything set up the way you want it. Since we only want the one form, we set the variable myForm equal to the first item and the active forms array. Cool, that's clever, I like that. By the way, I'm not a developer, I just kind of know JavaScript basics, so this is setting the myForm equal to the first item in the array is something I wouldn't have thought of. Okay, so then it looks like we have the next part is attaching the event listener to our form, listening for the submit event. when that happens, we trigger our anonymous callback. And it looks like they placed a simple log here. So you can test the form submission before adding the Google Analytics event tracking code, which is down here. And then we'll have to put, whatever category name, whatever action name, and whatever label name we want. You could also put a value in there too. But these are the basics here. The last thing to do is call the Google Analytics event tracking code. This version is using the analytics.js implementation, since Classic has been deprecated or depreciated. I think they meant deprecated here. Okay, cool. All right, I think we can knock this out. So let's actually check what analytics version I have. So analytics, site analytics. Okay, cool. I have analytics.js. Check. So this implementation will work. And awesome. Let's knock this out line or step by step. Cool. So first things first, let's grab the class name of the form. Let's go back to ActiveCampaign. And there's a CSS inspector somewhere. Oh, here it is. So, okay, makes sense. Underscore form underscore. I'm just gonna copy this because I'm a pretty terrible typer. And we are going to go to, where is it? Okay, here's our script. We are going to just copy and paste that in there. So this period is not necessary because we're saying what's the class name. The dot or the period is used for CSS, for the actual CSS style sheet. Okay, so we have that. It looks like that's going to stay the same. Let's just go back and confirm. Okay, so we got the class name, put that in there. Then the next step is to, it looks like we don't have to change anything on the array. The array is just saying, hey, just grab the first form within that class element, or the first element within the class that we selected. Okay, cool. So then the next thing we have to do is attach an event listener to our form, listening for the submit event. When that happens, we trigger our anonymous callback. I place a simple log here so you can test the form submission before adding the Google Analytics. Okay, let's try that. Let's try this. So I am going to just comment this out. And let's see if that works. So let's see. So let's try that out. Gonna refresh my page. Go in here and I'll just do test name 1, email test@test.com. I'll just put 1 here. Just copy that for later, and let's submit it. And let's check our console, and cool. The form was submitted. Awesome. So next thing to do is to put in the analytics. Oops, that's not it. Where am I? Let's go back to our editor. Let's just uncomment this. So cool, we have we have everything we need here. So I'll just call this like category AC test, and then we'll call this action AC test and label AC test. All right, cool. All right, so what I'm expecting here is to get the same, is when we resubmit the form, we'll get this log in our console, and then I'm going to expect to see this event hit in our Google Analytics dashboard, and with this for the category name, this for the action name, and this for the label name. So let's save that, go back to our page, let's refresh our page, and then let's put do 2, and let's put, I don't know, this is probably unnecessary, but I just want to keep things different just in case there's like any weird behavior if you like resubmit a form with the same info. So let's open up our log, our console to see the log. And okay, so on the submit event, we are going to expect to see the log that we saw previously, and then also we're going to switch back to analytics and see the if the event hit was registered. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, that's good. Let's go to real time, let's go to events, and cool, it came in. Sweet. So awesome. Looks like we got our first very basic version done. The documentation here, I think, is pretty excellent. It's very simple. I think for someone with that's comfortable like doing technical things or working with JavaScript or like HTML and all that fun stuff. So yeah, hopefully this little walkthrough was helpful. It's certainly not polished, but in any case, I just wanted to record myself going through this process, going through the documentation, and sharing it with anyone else that might be interested in doing this. So I hope you found it useful. Take care.